Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Kev's Hobby Showcase. I'm, of course, Kevin, and today, today is going to be the end of a nice season-long segment that's been very painful for me as I continue my fan coverage of the New York Giants. Yes, we are 3-13. The Giants pretty much kind of messed up, getting their first overall pick, which, like I said, is kind of a trap anyway. The only thing that would have been good about it is if they could have traded it for more draft picks. Traded a pick to a team that really needed a quarterback. But anyway, today at home against the Cowboys, and I'm just going into this game with no expectations. I know how things usually go against the Cowboys, and usually it's not so pleasant for us. But you never know because this team is usually full of surprises. But anyway, it's been a year long. A year long. It's been a season long. You know, uh, ritual of pain, I guess. Mostly emotionally and mentally. But that's what it is to be a sports fan. You take the good and the bad. You stay loyal to your team through thick and thin, through good seasons and bad seasons, because especially with us Giant fans, we all know they're not always going to be at the bottom of the league. Every now and again, they go to the promised land. All right, because we have seen them. At least most of us have seen them win 4 Super Bowls. Yes, we've seen them lose one, but we don't like to talk about that one. And so we know that one day we will have our moment in the sun again. This will not be that day. All right. So anyway, let's just see how it goes. I mean, I'm not even going to speculate as to who's going to do what. I just want to see a competitive game. I just want to see them, at least not go out with a whimper, maybe go out with a little bit of a roar and say, give us a little bit of hope for next season. All right, so I'll see it all at halftime, and we'll see what happens. Okay, it's halftime, and they're winning 16-10. Yeah, I wish they could have done this more often during the season, I'll tell you that. And they're playing competitive. They're holding their own. Defense is still. I mean, it's weird. Between the 20s, the defense is very porous, but when it gets inside the 20, they seem to tighten up a bit. So they're inconsistent. But for now, I guess it's adequate. I mean, this is basically a game where it means probably a lot more to certain players than it does to any ramifications for the league and the playoffs, because neither one of these teams is in. So anyway, so it's. I mean, like I said, it's been a competitive game. It's not a bad one to watch. And so far so good. I mean, we got Dart, who's probably on pace to, if he keeps going this way, to get a 300-yard passing game, which I don't know if he's done that yet. No, I'm not sure if he's done. I don't think he has, but still, it doesn't matter. And they're looking pretty good. They're looking I'll just say competitive. I know I keep repeating that word, but that's really all I wanted from them today, is just to be competitive. But what the final result's going to be, one never knows. Because let's face it, with this defense, they can play great most of the game. If the game is close, all it takes is that one drive where they don't play great, where they don't play, good enough, and then there you go. The game's lost and over. So we'll see how this pans out for, to the end of the game. Right. So see you at the final. Okay, so it's the end of the game. The final: Giants 34, Dallas 17. So yeah, I, there's going to be a lot of mixed reactions about this game. First off, is because Dallas took Dak Prescott out after halftime and put in their backup. Now, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people saying that they intentionally tanked so that the Giants would win the game and not get the second overall pick. Do I think that they intentionally tanked the game? Not really. Not really. I mean, look at you know. I mean, it's a nice fantasy to have such a really high first round pick, but here's the thing. From the perspective of the players, they don't care about that. They don't care about that at all. They are out there. They're going to show that no matter what the situation is, that they're going to compete and try to win the game. Now, with the game today, The difference today between difference between today and let's just say all those losses that could have been wins. Well, the main difference is that the Giants finished. They play, they managed to hold on to the lead, build on it, and get the win. They could have done that a lot of other times this season. As a matter of fact, if they did, if the majority of those losses were the wins that they should have been, they'd probably be in playoff contention, to be honest. But the season went the way it did. Now, again, I mean, it's like, like, am I upset that they won the game? No. Because as a Giants fan, I always want to see them beat the Cowboys. Always. I never want to see them, especially lose intentionally to those guys. Never. Never. And as far as the pick, I mean, does it really matter whether it's number 1, number 2, or number 7, which is from what I hear where they could wind up after winning today? Now, does it matter to me? No. Because basically, they're gonna go into the draft with a list of like all the top rookies. That and on that list of all those, with all those rookies, all those top picks, they're gonna all be players that they want to draft. They're gonna get one of them. They're gonna get one of them. So even whether they're at number 1, whether they're at number 2, whether they're at number 7, it doesn't matter. One of them is gonna be drafted. Now, there is no guarantee in this league that, all these high draft picks, all these, like first round, first pick, second pick, whatever. There's no guarantee that any of them are going to pan out and be the great player that they are predicted to be. There's no guarantee. So, again, you got to look at this game from the standpoint of the players. The players are there to show team management or team ownership that they belong on that team next year, or at least deserve a shot to be on that team next year. Either that, or they're playing their ass off to make sure that some other team might look at them and go, "Hey, let's take a chance on this guy." So yeah, nobody's going to intentionally lose. That's the bottom line. So they finish 4-13. Okay, so yeah, and of those 13 losses, probably like at least 8 of them could have been wins. They could have absolutely been wins because they took leads into the fourth quarter and then they lost it. Then they couldn't finish the game and they lost it. But also, let's take a look at what they got coming to them next year. They're gonna have Malik Neighbors back. They're gonna have Cam Scadaboo back. I don't know how everybody feels about Javon Thibodeau. I feel like he's still, he's not the great player that they thought he was going to be, but he's still a good player. And sorry about that, that's my phone. He's still a good player. So they still got talent on the team, and there's going to be changes made. There's going to be a new coach, probably new offensive and defensive coordinator, probably a whole new coaching staff. All right, so it's going to be different now. Is it going to be better? I certainly hope so. Let's see who they grab as their head coach. Let's see who they. Well, I should say let's see who they sign, who they see wants to actually have. Now, I had heard that John Gruden, the guy, he brought the Raiders to the Super Bowl. He brought the Buccaneers to the Super Bowl. Maybe he can bring the Giants to the Super Bowl. Who knows? I don't know if they're going after him. I don't know if he's one of the guys that they want as their head coach. I don't know. I know that I think Schoen has a list. Like the general manager. Of course, I know there's a lot of Giant fans out there who think he should be gone too. But let's just take this one step at a time. All right. Looks like team ownership has already told him he's safe. Team ownership is not going to get rid of him. So it's let's see who they get as their coach, and then just take it from there. All right. So it's been a tough season. And believe me, as a fan, doing this self-imposed fan coverage for my channel, it has been rough because I thought it was going to be a much different season. But I will do this again next season. I might do a couple of segments here and there during the off season if I feel it's needed. But still otherwise, it's been real. All right. So anyway, all of you, like, subscribe, and share if you know anybody who'd want to see fan coverage next season. Please share this channel with them, and just It's like I said, it's been a rough season. So just take a deep breath, take care of yourself, enjoy the Super Bowl when it comes, and just let's see what happens in the draft. Let's see what happens in free agency. There's a lot of possibilities out there. All right, so take care of yourselves, and I will see you next season.